Okay, good morning. Today is the 19th day of Sivan, June 25th. Sadly, we mark the passing of Shirley Levitan, Sarezel Bas Harav Elazar Shmuel, and we dedicate today's class in her memory. In today's lesson, unlike the body-soul analogy, where one imbues life to another, but their origin is separate, Hashem's creative life force, which is the soul, actually creates the universe, the body continuously. So it's the soul, body, world, godliness concept. So there's only one true being. Even the screen, like you have the screen of the sun, but it's different. The screen, which is responsible for our perception of independence, which is Elikim, is itself godly. Okay, Charlie, we're on page 71 if you're in. This is why it was necessary for the Torah to warn. Know this day and take unto your heart that in the heavens above and the earth below there is none other. Why would we need to say this if it's obvious? Because it's not so obvious. Why do we need to say it? We shouldn't think that the heavens and the earth and everything in it are separate entities, meaning distinct and apart from their creator and provider of their life. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Mamalik kol ha'olam, Yislabshus haneshama beguf, and that the Holy One, blessed be He, fills the whole world in the same way as the soul is invested in the body. Even though you don't feel, like sometimes you feel a soul, you would say, where's your soul, Charlie? Where's your soul? In your heart? In your brain? But it's everywhere. It's even in your toe, because your toe is part of your body, right? But you don't always think that way. Same thing in the world. Where's Hashem? Where's godliness? In the synagogue, in the Beis Hamikdash, by the Kotel, in the holy places. No, it's everywhere. And it fills the world equally. And it causes the flow of this energy into the earth. The power of motion Hashem sets into the different spheres, the celestial spheres, the planets, the sun, the moon. They're all working seemingly on their own. Hashem is right behind all of it, meaning Hashem is directing it. Just as the soul moves the body and directs it according to its will. So even though you don't feel your neshama in your feet, but it's directing your steps. It's giving it life and the ability to move forward. The analogy, help him with the bracha if you don't mind. With the analogy of a soul and body, it's not the same as God sustaining the world. It's similar, but as Alter Rebbe mentions numerous times, it's the memory of your father, Lazer ben Label, in the Shama Shevan Aliyah. So make a little l'chaim. We're gonna join you, but a little later on tonight at the dinner. Where were we? Sorry. So the analogy, the mashal, is not the same as the nimshol, since the body and soul are actually separate from each other at their source. When it comes to God, there's no separation between Him and anything else. When it comes to the neshama and the guf, we could say there is a separation. In a certain sense, obviously, when a person passes away, the neshama goes up. So then it's separate from the body. The body still exists. Okay, it's complicated because if it went away completely, the body would disappear, but it's just on the basic level. The source of the body and its essence comes into being not from the soul, or from the seed of one's father or mother. And still, while the fetus is growing in the mother, it's being sustained through whatever the mother eats and drinks. through the 9 months of the gestation. And when a person's born, a baby's born, they have to eat and drink on their own. So the neshama is not sustaining the guf on itself; it needs outside help. This is not so when it comes to heaven and earth. It's not like they have to constantly be nourished by something. Hashem creates them and that's it. They're on their own. Before creation, there was no space at all. And then Hashem created the world through the word of Hashem and the breath of his mouth. And then the world seems to be standing forever. So Hashem is constantly recreating them and keeping them sustained. Moshe Sparla Kaman will explain a little bit more later on. And just as the light of the sun is nullified in the sun, why then are created beings unaware of this, considering themselves instead as possessing independent and true existence? So the Alter Rebbe answers this question. He says, "Rak she'ein hein v'roisa b'midas hagvura v'atzimtzum lahastir lahal mechas v'shafeh b'hem sheyu nirim hashamayim v'aretz v'chol savam ki'ilu hem davar b'fnei atzmim." Hashem hides and conceals himself through gvura, through contraction, and the life force that flows into them, in order for the heavens and the earth and all their hosts to appear as if they're independent. We look at the sun and we could say, no, maybe God created it, but now it's on its own. For the same reason and the same ability for us to feel as if we're on our own as well. The effect of tzimtzum is to conceal from created beings their source, the godly light. However, tzimtzum and concealment is only in the lower worlds. But from Hashem's perspective, nothing changed. Everything is exactly the same. God and Havaya and Elikim are one, and nothing is any different than before creation, after creation. It's all the same thing. For us, and the way we look at it, obviously it's a difficult concept to digest because we're very limited in our scope of intellect. But we try to learn because this is from the Chassidus based on Kabbalah, that this is really what's going on. And the takeaway, remember, God's not merely stronger than the world, since he remained, meaning, again, God is not merely stronger than the world, meaning since he animates the world, he thus dominates the world. Rather, the infinite God is expressed in the world. However, at this point in time, Hashem is hidden, so we have to do what we can to reveal, even if it's tiny little bits. So we say a blessing, or we learn Torah, or we do a mitzvah, we daven, we're able to reveal a little bit of the spark of godliness that's in the world. Okay, that's it for today. Please do.